A man who served in the First Battle of Fallujah just lost his life while trying to rescue fellow coal miners in West Virginia. This man's name is Stephen Lipscomb. He lost his life on November 8th. This man's a true hero. He's also showing some of the best of what the Marine Corps instills in its members. I say this because I understand the cult of being a Marine. Marines are taught to run towards danger. They're taught that you are to help those that are beside you. And I know that that's also taught to those in the Army, but the Marine Corps, as professionals say, you can get rid of the idea of you having been in the Air Force after a few hours. In the Navy, it takes probably a day or two, maybe a little longer. Army, depending on your MOS, you could get out of that mindset in a year. But the Marine Corps, it sticks with you your entire life. They call it a cult. It's a cult that instills esprit de corps. Semper fidelis, always faithful. Well, this man stood there and decided that he was going to help those that were in need. And he remembered that he had signed that check that said up to and including his life, he would protect this country and those that are part of this country. Well, what this man did was beyond heroic. He left behind a family. He did these things because he thought that it was needed, and it was needed because he was trying to rescue fellow Americans. So, we're going to get into this story. This isn't my normal story. I normally cover those things that are government, those things focused around this. But in all honesty, Steve Lipscomb need to be recognized for this heroic deed, and I'm going to cover it. So, yes, I'm going to do my regular opening, but this is about a fellow Marine.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Okay, so Marine Corps veteran Stephen M. Lipscomb, Marine Corps combat veteran Stephen M. Lipscomb lost his life November 8th while looking after the safety of his crew at Rolling Thunder Mine in Nicholas County, West Virginia. All of West Virginia mourns the loss of this courageous man, said West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey on November 14th proclamation, which also ordered state flags flown at half staff. He spent his final moments ensuring his men could escape to safety. During a routine operation at a coal mine, a crew encountered a sudden and substantial inflow of water, said a report from the mine's owner. Lipscomb was last seen attempting to ensure the safety of his crew, but was unable to reach safety himself. All other miners in the area evacuated safely. Lipscomb, the foreman, stood his ground until every member of his crew evacuated. The water filled the shaft, making escape impossible. For 5 days, crews worked round the clock to rescue Lipscomb, but sadly he did not survive, Morrissey said. Our coal miners represent some of the most courageous among us, and Steve was testament to that, the governor said. Lipscomb participated in the first Battle of Fallujah in Iraq, which began on April 4, 2004, according to his obituary. He was wounded in Iraq 7 days later when his Humvee hit a roadside bomb, said Heather Lipscomb, his wife of 20 years. The corporal was medically discharged May 1st, 2005 as a result of his extensive injuries, she said, adding that they wed as soon as he returned to their hometown in Elkview, West Virginia. Retired Marine Steve Lipscomb represents the best of our American military and embodies the hero spirit. The Purple Heart recipient and Operation Iraqi Freedom veteran protected his nation and his community until the very last day, said Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Steve's life will be an example of service and sacrifice for myself and for all who serve. My prayers remain with the Lipscomb family. Your father, husband, and son will never be forgotten, Hegseth said. A great American, Semper Fi, Steve, wrote Vice President J.D. Vance on his social media account. Vance is also a Marine veteran. Semper Fi, short for Semper Fidelis, Latin for always faithful, the Marine Corps motto. Lipscomb enlisted in the infantry as a rifleman, 0311, on February 25, 2002, shortly after the terrorist attacks of 9/11. I think Stephen was a very selfless person. He had 17 men on his crew in the coal mines. He was more worried about everybody else getting out and getting to safety more than he was concerned about himself, Heather Lipscomb said. She said that she credits his Marine training with prepping him for the arduous rescue task, even if it meant sacrificing his life. Stephen Lipscomb began his mining career in 2006, working alongside his brother Joseph, according to his obituary. Steve built a distinguished career and earned the deep respect of his fellow miners, working his way up to become a foreman in 2015, it reads. Lipscomb's awards include the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, National Defense Service Medal, and Sea Service Deployment Ribbon. He is survived by his wife, 2 daughters, ages 13 and 17, as well as a sister and a brother and a sister-in-law. I know there won't be many people that view this video, but I have to honor this brother Marine. Now, I was a crappy Marine, but what this man did was straight up badass. This man deserves to be recognized. He deserves every Marine to remember that what we did inside the Marine Corps can still be shown in our actions outside the Marine Corps. I don't even know where to begin on expressing how heroic this man was. Marines are a different breed. I learned that a long time ago. We really do have a calmer sense when there's danger around. What this man did was straight up just necessary in a way that few people will ever understand. Most people panic. Marines are trained not to. While that Marine Corps training caused him to lose his life, he made sure every one of his crew did not. That is what we need in this world. This is not a good story by any stretch of the imagination. But, brother, Semper Fi. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.